friend. I'm here at RX Coffee in Verona. This used to be a pharmacy and now has transformed into a coffee shop. I look forward to introducing you to Patrick, the coffee shop owner, former pharmacist, and hearing his vision and his story of how this place is not only a great place to get a cup of coffee, but a place to build community.
Hi, my name is Patrick O'Shea. I'm the owner of RX Coffee and More. One of the things that drew me into doing a coffee shop is community. And that's what I hope and pray to do, is bring the community together. I'm actually a community pharmacist at heart, and I had my own community pharmacy in Bridgewater. And the insurance companies just took away my livelihood. That's the best way to describe it. And I still wanted to be part of the community. And I had the space that was open in Verona, which it was my wife's pharmacy at one point. So I decided to continue that same role as open up the coffee shop to community. That's what I hope and pray to do for everyone here. So, I'm hoping that everything it will be about community. In 2012, I had a very unusual experience. It happened on February 29th of 2012. It was the middle of winter, and it happened between 9 and 9:30 in the morning. So that makes it even further unusual. We had a lightning strike between 9 and 9:30, February 29th, early in the morning. It had hit our well pump outside. So the electricity from the well pump came into the house and burnt a lot of the wire that was downstairs, and went to a cutoff box, and it stopped it right there. Then I tried to go downstairs to see what happened, and there was some smoke down there, and I didn't know what happened. But there was a small little fire in the sub-panel in the basement. When I came upstairs, I was still coughing and hacking, and I thought it was due to the dander, the dust, or the cats, the dogs, and all this other kind of stuff. And the fire rescue people came, and I told them, and I directed them where the fire was, and they put out the small fire. I was still coughing and hacking. At that point, I decided it was beyond my control, that I needed some additional help. There was an ambulance that was there, and I went to the back of the ambulance. And since I'm a pharmacist, we had a discussion about what could or should have been done with my prognosis. So we decided to go to the nearest hospital because it was the closest one there. I went to the closest hospital, Augusta Health, and I was still awake and oriented, and they did some blood testing on me, and they found out that I had a high amount of potassium in my blood. And he asked me, am I taking any potassium supplements of some such sort? I told him no. So he asked me again, and he asked that he speak to my wife. So I got the phone, and I told my wife, something's gone horribly wrong. You have to come down here right now. Then I passed out. And that was about 2.5 hours after the initial accident. It came to find out that I wound up having cyanide poisoning, carbon monoxide poisoning, and smoke inhalation, all three at the same time. Now, the doctor didn't really know about it, so he vented me, and he also put a pacemaker in on me. And then he decided to do a cyano kit. That's the antidote for the cyanide. He gave me the antidote for the cyanide, and he saw that I got better. I was not out of the woods, but he saw I got better. So he had to talk to the toxicology doctor at UVA and convince them that it was a cyanide incident, not a heart incident. And it took him a little time to do that, but he finally did. Then they got me set up to go into the helicopter to fly me over to UVA. Just before I got into the helicopter, at that point, my heart completely stopped. Now, I spoke to the flight nurse, and he didn't know what to do, and he knew that if I would have went back to Augusta Health, that they wouldn't be able to help me. So he knew that I would have to go into the helicopter and fly over there, over to UVA, so they could help me. One of the rules are if you're unstable or in fact dead, they're not supposed to do that, but he did that anyway. So he put me full of whatever drugs they were able to give me to start my heart. It didn't work. Finally, he said, just before we touched down, so it was a 15-minute flight, he said he finally got a heartbeat out of me. And then I went to the critical care unit. And once I was in the critical care unit, they weren't happy about my prognosis. My prognosis was I was about 94% I was going to die. The only reason why it wasn't higher because I wasn't bleeding. But you know, it was just a really horrible situation. I had my heart, lung, liver, my brain weren't functioning at all. So I had multi-organ failure. So that's why I was at such a high rate. Finally, my wife came over there, over to UVA, and she was so disoriented. The young lady behind the information booth took her hand and actually walked her up to critical care where I was. And because of that, they told Mrs. O'Shea, Mr. O'Shea won't be with us for much longer. And she told them that I saw my cardiologist like 2 weeks prior to that. Could we get a consult with him? And they asked who my cardiologist was. It was James Bergen. And he says, okay, we'll consult with him. And she asked them if they can do a heart pump for me. They didn't want to do that. So when Dr. Bergen got involved, he said, I just saw him 2 weeks ago. He is very healthy. I'll be willing to do that. The caveat was, after 3 days of that, if he's not breathing on his own, or if things don't progress where he's better, we're going to have to pull the plug. So after 3 days, I did get better. Then on top of that, I got hospital-acquired pneumonia. I had several different medications that were used, and I all failed on all three or four of them. There was a last line of medication that was used for me. It was a new product that came out the year before from Merck, and they said if this product doesn't work for him after 3 days, again, there's nothing more we can do. And that was in February 28th, 2012. I finally woke up on March 17th. It was St. Patty's Day. So my wife decorated my room with, things for St. Patty's Day, and we had a couple friends over. And that was the first time I remember anything. I didn't remember anything about the accident at all. So I had a lot of help from a lot of people who prayed for me that would come through this year, and I did. So that's why I really, really want to give back to the community. And that's another reason why I want to open up a coffee shop, just to give back to the community, because they gave me so much. I appreciate everyone, what they did. Hello. We're open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday. We're closed on Sunday because I feel I need to give myself a break and my health break. So I just think that's what the Lord wanted us to do is at least have a break for Sundays. But one of the things, since I'm a pharmacist, I had my carpenter make up several pieces for me that have tablets and capsules dispersed within the tables. And once you come in here and see it, I think you'll just really enjoy that part of it. But like I said, this is all about community, and if anybody has special needs, that it could go beyond the 3 o'clock hour, just come and talk to me and we'll see what we can do. Thank you.